everybody, Rose here, and today we are gonna make these really cute pumpkins. I changed them and I really love these. These are so much fun and they are very simple. It's just done in single crochet, and yeah, not much to it. So what we're going to need is, of course, our standard. We're just going to be using, you're going to need some scissors. You're going to need your yarn needle tapestry. We're going to do the 5.0 millimeter H hook. I'm going to be using Red Heart Super Saver in the carrot. I know this is Michael's Impeccable, but I don't remember the color. But this cafe latte from Red Heart Super Saver would make a good, you can use whatever color brown you want though. And of course you're going to need some polyfill or yarn stuffings or whatever you want to use for stuffing. And I believe that's everything. Okay, so go get your supplies. Meet you back here. Okie dokie. Okay, we're going to start with a slip knot. And we're going to chain 13. Yarn over, pull it through. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's see here. Okay. And now we're going to go back. Of course, this first loop does not count. So this is your first chain. This is your second chain. You can't go back in the first chain because it's connected to this yarn here. So you're always going to go back into your second chain. Okay, 1, 2. And you're going to do 1 single crochet in your top loop. All the way back down, just do 1 single crochet. We started with 13. We're going to end up with 12 single crochets at the end of this row. So do that all the way down and meet you at the end. I'm at that knot, so I've got 12. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and chain 1, and we're gonna turn. I'm gonna leave this. I'm not gonna sew over it this time. Okay. And now, what we're gonna do is we're going to work in the back loops from here on out for the next 19 rows. We're going to have 20 rows total. And so you're going to just turn it up towards you. Here's your front loop. Here's your back loop. Okay, see your little V. So you're going to go in that back loop. And you're going to do a single crochet. Just turn it towards you, go into the next one, pull up your loop, and do a single crochet. Okay, and you're going to do that all the way down. Make sure you turn it towards you a little bit. You know, it's always on that last one. It always wants to curl back away from you. Just pull it towards you, and you're still always going to have 12 single crochets. And I'm going to do a couple of rows, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how you can count them so that you can keep track. Of course, you're always welcome to use a stitch marker or some type of counter so that you can count your rows, but I'm going to show you a little trick because we want about 20 rows when we're done with this. And then you just chain one and turn. See how it gives it this ridge look? And it doesn't matter what side, it gives this ridge look, okay? And you're going to see that there is an indent and then your ridge, an indent and your ridge. And so what you're going to do, is you're going to count these ridges. You're going to have these little indents and then your ridges. And on these ridges will be 2 rows. So you'll be like 2, 4, and then you'll count up to 20. Okay? That's why I leave the tail. And that's how you do it. You want to count up. So you just want to have 20 rows. So at the end, when I have 20 rows, I'll come back and we'll join it together. Okay, I'm back. I did an extra row. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so here we go. Zoom out just a little bit more. Okay, so counting my ridges. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay. Now we're going to join. So what you're going to do is you're going to just fold it up. And we want to continue with these ridges. So since we just went in that top loop, we're good there when we started our row. So on this, we're going to continue. We're going to go in that back loop, just like we've been, and then we're just going to go in the one loop left from when we started. Get that out of the way. And then we're just going to pull it through and do a single crochet. Go in the back loop of the next one, and then just go. I'm not trying to join that, I'm just trying to leave that. Do a single crochet. And I will just be keeping an eye on my thing to make sure it lines up. Next one. Single crochet. And I always just keep a bird's eye on my whole project, because there's no rule that says you can't add stitches or anything. And we're just going to keep on going down. In the back loop of that last row, on your 20th row. Okay, make sure. And that last one, I'm just gonna make it fit. And then I'm gonna chain one just to lock that last one in, okay? And now, dun dun dun, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut, I'm gonna say about 2 feet of yarn. Overkill, yes. And then let's just pull that out. And now we'll get our yarn needle and string that baby up. This doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to go right back into that last row we just did. And I'm going to kind of go up at the top. And then at that last ridge. And then you know how we have the ridge, valley. That's where I'm going. Now I'm going to go down, and I'm going to come back up at the ridge. Down in the valley, up at the ridge. And then I'm going to pull it, because we're just basically weaving it. So down in the valley, up at the ridge, down, up. So we're just weaving it through. This is going to cinch it. Down. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not really even paying attention. So down, up, down, up, and down. Looks like I'm back at the beginning. Down, up. Okay. And here I'm going to go ahead and start pulling it. Okay. And now let's just pick up something. Let me give it one more pull. Careful. And then I'm going to pinch it. And then I'm just going to pull up some of these. I'm going to start pulling it. But I'm going to catch it before it goes all the way. And then lock it. Okay. Let's do one more just to do a little overkill. Pull it and then lock it. Okay, this is my new trick. Turn it inside out. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, this is going to be your outside. So what we're going to do, because this is on the inside now, is all I'm going to do is, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you go. I'm just going to pick wherever. I'm just going to pick a top loop. Okay. And I'm going to just pull it through. And before I pull it all the way tight, I'm going to just go under it and make a little knot, just so it stays in place. Okay. So it's locked in there. And I don't have to worry about it pulling the bottom or anything like that, but it's secure instead of having to tie on another piece of anything. And now that's done. It's perfect. And now we're back at the top. So here we go again. We're going to do the same kind of process. So we're going to go right where we started with where we tied on. Again at the top. And it doesn't matter how you start. I'm just going to go down. And it looks like I'm reversing it. So I'm going to go down at the peak. And I'm just going to go in and out. No rhyme or reason. Okay. I'm just being mindful of what I'm doing, because we are going to sew on a stem. Sorry, I went out of frame. Okay, and then I'm going to come out. As long as it's cinching closed, nobody's gonna know, you know. Okay, so before we cinch it, we want to make sure we start stuffing it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start stuffing it a little. That's why I don't want to pull it too tight. love these pumpkins. I like doing them in the round, and I've made a different version in the round. I'm contemplating doing a tutorial on that one because it's got some texture to it also. But this one I like more. So I tend to want to do the ones I like the most first. Again, if you're not real good at stuffing, I try to do it in little bits. And I try to leave an opening in the middle and stuff that last. I don't know why that, for some reason, helps me. I can always add more at the last, but if I've got the shape I want on the outside, then I don't know, for some reason that helps me. So I'm gonna leave that for now. And now I can start pulling it a little bit. I don't want to pull it too much because I have to sew on here. So let me just do another little pop in here because I like the shape of this. Okay, I think this looks good. It's probably the size of a quarter, maybe a $half. So let's just go ahead and just pick up this next loop however you want, okay? However you want. I'm just picking up a couple of strands next to it, and I'm just going to tie a knot just to get it out of my way. And then I'm going to stuff it in there. Nobody's going to know. Okay. Now, this is a little tricky, but I know you can do it because I know if I can do it, you guys can do it. But I love the look of it, and I think it's worth it. This is very organic. That's why I like it, because it's very organic. It's not going to matter. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is not precise. Okay, because we don't really have regular stitches. So get your hook in there. Okay, get your hook in there. Pick up something. And let's go ahead and just tie this on. Why am I doing this? Let me zoom in. Okay, I'm just going to pick up something, and I'm going to go ahead and tie it on so I don't have to worry about that. Okay. And I'll just tuck that in there as well. Might pop out, I don't know. And basically what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to do 6 stitches around. Maybe it'll end up with 7, I don't know, but I'm going to try for 6. So let's see how that goes. So I'm going to go back in there where I tied on. And 1. Not paying attention. I'm just going to let this be organic because pumpkins are not perfectly symmetrical. So I don't want my pumpkin to be that either. And if I pick up a big glob, I'm picking up a big glob. 2, 3, 4. Shit. My husband just scared the shit out of me. 6. Oh shit. 6. 7. Okay. There ain't no 6 in this one. 8. I got 9, y'all. All right, so now I'm going to just go back where I started. And I'm just going to slip stitch it. Okay, that's fine. I wasn't joking when I said organic, was I? Okay, so there's still some gappy in there. So let's put some baby stuffing in there. That's fine. Now I'm going to start. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and decrease around. So I'm just going to, I'm going to decrease single crochet all the way around. And that should get me down to 6. So I'm going to decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet. Well, I have 7. Oh well, it's going to be a 7. It's going to be organic. Since it is a bigger pumpkin, this definitely looks bigger, doesn't it? No matter. I like it. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Make it your own. So I'm just going to do a single crochet all the way around. Not even counting. Okay, how's that looking? That's looking okay. I think it's high enough, and now I think it needs to start decreasing so that it can start doing its little thing. So whatever stitches I have, I'm just going to decrease. And I'll just do a decrease single crochet, see what that looks like. I mean, if there's anything in this video, just, it doesn't matter about the stitch count on this. I wanted the stitch count to matter. The stem needs to be organic, you know. This, I wanted it to look perfect. The stem, I wanted it to be organic. I think that's part of my thing, is I always like something to be. I'm just going to slip stitch that and see what that looks like. Yeah. Just decrease it. I mean, you don't have to have any rhyme or reason. Decrease it all the way around. Once you get it to where you want it, I mean, you can look at your pumpkin. And I think about 2 rows up. Like once you get your thing on there, you know, however many stitches it takes you to get around. Obviously, I didn't make my 6 because this is bigger than these ones. I didn't realize. So it took me 9 stitches. And I was like, okay. Even if it wasn't an even number, what if it would have been 8? Well, then I would have just decreased single crochet. Well, I wouldn't have had an even number. So I would have just thrown in an extra single crochet, just whatever. It doesn't matter. And then I would have just done 2 rows, you know, just to get it up. I think 2 rows high is a good stem length. And then just decrease it down and then finish it off. You know, just decrease it off. You know, unless you really want it, you know, a really high stem. That's my point. I think 2 rows and then just decrease it off is all you need to do. And on my very last stitch, when I did my very last stitch here, I just did a slip stitch. And then I'm just going to do my finger and that. And then it doesn't matter. I didn't put any stuffing in the stem. We don't need it. Okay. We don't need it. Probably should, but I don't like it, so you can put it in there if you want. But for some reason I like it, so I can like do this. You know, I'm just gonna bend it. You know, I like to manhandle it a little bit. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot bigger. That's why I couldn't do 6, because it's a lot bigger. I don't think I did as many. I must have used a smaller hook on this one, because I did these a while back. But yeah, I love it. I love that look. Anyway, so yeah, don't get don't get caught up in being so technical. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You know, you can make things look so good and tap into some creativity. You know, look at that. Organic. I mean, go plant this. I'm just messing around, y'all. Okay. You guys. Miss you guys. All right. I hope you guys take care. And I hope you make these. And I hope you make them in different colors. And until I see you, take care, you guys. Happy fall. Bye.